Hey, it's Big V once again, and we're talking teams. You know, at Workman Success Systems, all we do is teams, high-performing teams. Today, we're going to talk about how you as a leader can influence high performance. How do you get your people to actually think, believe, and behave like someone who can perform at a higher level? The concept is leadership matters. You know, I think what happens is that as real estate agents, we get good at the business and we attract more opportunities. And so we go out there and we hire some people, and now all of a sudden we're in a leadership role. But no one's ever spent any time teaching us how to be a leader. So how do you become a leader that actually changes the way people think and believe and behave in their business? What I want to share with you today is just a few critical things that you can do to influence that behavior. I want you to just imagine, if you can, or see if you can get a visual. Have you ever watched Olympic rowing or watched the Ivy League schools when they have those rowing teams out on the Thames River? They've got, 6 people rowing and they're going perfectly in unison. And you've got the person sitting on the end of the boat that's telling them when to row and when to pull more on the left or when to pull more on the right. Who are you in this boat? You know, a lot of team leaders like to stand on the shore and yell instructions to people. But great leaders get in the boat. They enjoy the process and they can feel the motion and they can see when the team is working together in unison. As a real estate team leader, are you in the boat or are you standing on the sidelines shouting, turn left or turn right, or go get another buyer or prospect? Do what I say, not what I do. You see, as team leaders, we learned in the study, The Unexpected Impact of Teams in Real Estate, that we gave you as a free download in video 3, the previous video. Everybody can download that. We learned that agents want an example of how to do things right. They want you to show them. So taking your agents out and actually showing them how to show a home to a buyer, how to demonstrate a property with enthusiasm, how to ask simple questions to see if after you've demonstrated the master bedroom, the buyer is what they were looking for in a master bedroom, or when you demonstrate the 3-car garage or the beautiful backyard, or the ideas where they can raise their children, or the school and how close they are in walking distance. There's so many great things you can do. You do it naturally because you're good at it, but everything that's in your head and your heart, you have to be able to transition to your buyers, agents, and listing partners. So how do you do that? Our methodology is simply this. Anything you do 3 times in your business, I want you to create a system for it. So if you show homes the same way 3 times, then record it and build a system. When you list a property, what are the activities you go through when you're going through the listing process? Build a system for it. The reason we build systems for everything is so that anybody can sit in that chair and give the same level of service to your clients that they've come to expect from you. One of the biggest challenges as a team leader is that we don't believe anybody can do it as good as us. And the reason is because we haven't taken what's in our head and our heart and created a system around it and then given it to our agents to be able to do it. So they can't do it as good as you because you haven't trained them. So how do we solve the problem? Is we simply train them. So how do you get people to believe they can do more? You see, in a future video, we're going to talk about this beliefs pyramid and how people behave based on what they believe is possible. Our job as a team leader is to simply create an environment where people can start to see themselves doing more. You might do this by creating, in the beginning of the year, we do this oftentimes, we'll do it in September and October. We'll sit down with our teams and we'll build a business plan. Once we build a business plan, we ask everybody on the team, including the support staff, to build a vision board. And on those vision boards, they lay out everything they see in their future. It might be a new car, it might be being a homeowner, it might be a vacation to Disneyland with the kids, it might be getting married, it might be not getting married or getting unmarried. Whatever's on that vision board that drives them and gets them excited. See, as a team leader, if you can see what their hopes and dreams are, and then you spend your waking moments figuring out how to help them get that, they'll start believing it as well. Whatever their number is, I like to say just double it. So if someone says they want to make 50,000, I say, well, let's just do 100. If they want to make 200,000, I say, 200,000 is great. Is that a month? And it starts to, by asking questions like that, it starts to get them to believe and think they might be able to do something differently. And so let's really think about, how do we get people to believe in high performance? Number 1 is we set the example of high performance. Number 2 is we build vision boards and then we push them beyond their comfort zone. Number 3 is we do the activities that many people are not willing to do. One of the things I've learned about is that greatness is predictable. and so is average. And if we can look at the activities that you focus on, I can actually predict what your outcome is going to be. And if it's average activities, guess what you're going to get? That's right, an average result. But if you focus on activities that high performers focus on, then what you're going to get is a high performing result. So greatness is predictable, so is average. And so as a team leader, when you look at the activities that your team members focus on, are they the activities of greatness? And if they aren't, then we simply make course corrections. So your job as a team leader is like, you're like GPS in the car, and you simply help them make a U-turn, or you do a correction on the course. It's not to beat them up, or it's not to make them feel bad, or like they have less value, or they're not worth it. Our job is simply to do course corrections and help guide them through this process of becoming a high performer. One of the things we've learned is that communication is just absolutely critical in high performing teams. In one of our upcoming videos, we're going to talk about the 5 dysfunctions of a team and how to avoid it. Well, communication's a big dysfunction. So we've created and we've done all these team building exercises throughout our careers. And one of my favorite ones that was given to me by one of my favorite speakers, Kirk Weisler, is a team activity where we use a Lego. And it's a Lego that has the ability to be built into 3 different things. It could be a car, a boat, a truck, whatever. And you sit back to back and you go through this exercise with one person describing what to build, the other person building it. And you realize that when you see the instructions, you can see clearly what to do, but the person behind you has all the pieces and parts. They're trying to build and they can't do it. You realize quickly that we don't do a good job of creating the vision. This exercise is a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I'd like to give it to everybody. Like, just take a second right now, click on the link right below, and I'll give you the outline of exactly how to run this communication exercise. It's great for your sales meetings. It's great for your daily huddles. It's great for a family get together when you're trying to improve the communication. We use it many, many times. We use it over and over, and we've never had an experience where people aren't blown away with what they can discover by effective communication. If you really want your people to perform at a higher level, you have to help them see you see greatness in them. If you see greatness in them and can communicate it effectively, and they can begin to see your vision, that's when your team starts to change from an average team to a high-performing team. The other thing I've noticed about high-performing teams is they all have coaches. I can't think of any professional sports team or even business team where we have high performers and they don't have someone that's looking at their game from a different perspective and giving them advice and direction from their experience in the sport or in the business. So if you don't have your coach, now might be the right time to schedule a coaching consultation and just say, hey, I need some help. Put me in, coach. Give me some advice or direction. If that's you, click on the link and there's always a way to find us, and we're happy to do a free consultation. Good luck in your journey on building your A team, and let's help your people believe they can be something more.